This is episode 113 of the Arts Academy podcast with Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze. How to get stuff for your shows.
Hey, everybody. It's the Arts Academy podcast. I'm Dean Victor Varnado. This is Headmistress Roxxy Haze.
That's me. What's
All
up,
right.
y'all?
What is up, Roxy?
Yeah, well, what's up today is we're going to talk about how to get stuff for your show. So this is all about getting things that could go in like VIP bags or just like stuff you may need. We're going to start with this outline. So let's go. All right, intro. I read the title. All right, so first we're going to talk about securing sponsors for your stuff. We're going to talk about making a sponsor deck and how to find sponsors. I think those are the two most important parts. So I'm going to actually show y'all a pitch deck that I just did that got me some free stuff and some sponsors for a nerdcore rap show that I'm doing in Houston in a couple of weeks. What's in August? Why is it doing it like that? Okay, boom. So here we go. First of all, I made it in Canva.
I want to come up here as King Supernuts.
You want to? Come on. It's August 5th.
I'll see if I can look at my schedule. I want to see. I'm going to come.
King, now I'm definitely going to add you to the sponsor packet if you're coming because I'm using all them credits, baby. All right. So this is the deck. I made it in Canva, and Canva now has magic design where it'll like make a template for you. Just put in a couple words and it'll design the template for your sponsor deck for you. So I made that and it just made it so much easier. So yeah, it's a little really short thing about what the event is. Also, I made the images all in Canva's text to design or text to something feature. So all the artwork in here is made with AI. I made the template itself with AI, and then most of the information in here is from ChatGPT, and I just like shortened it down. So I made this really quickly.
Oh, boom. You know, we talked about this. We talked about this in the last episode, but the deck that I showed for NYC Talent Show, a lot of those were pictures that didn't fit the aspect ratio that I needed. So I extended them with AI from Photoshop to just get it done. So if like I find a picture that's perfect, except if something is missing, I just add the something that's missing.
So you use the AI and how do you use we need to do an episode on that because I haven't even used the AI in Photoshop yet.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
So we definitely I think we should do a whole episode on like AI images and making stuff like that because I think that's super helpful.
People will like it.
Yes, let me type it. Sorry, y'all, I can't multitask, so I have to do one thing at a time. All right, boom. Did I even type it? I did not. Boom. All right. So you always want to have what the event is, where the event is, and all of that stuff and what's going on. All right. Quick bios for me and Gilla. That just kind of lets the sponsors know, like, okay, we're putting money behind people that actually do stuff. And when there's another episode we talk about like how to create a great artist bio. So make sure to check that one out as well. I always put something about social media following on there because like that's the biggest thing that I'm bringing to the table is I have almost collectively 90,000 followers. So if you do have a social media following, make sure to put that out and make sure to outline it because some sponsors like to use different platforms. So like not all of them want to use Twitch, not all of them want to use that. So make sure you like lay out how many you have on each platform. I wrote our demographic, which I figured out in ChatGPT. The budget, we have a super small budget. The budget's less than 3 racks. And I just kind of broke down some of the stuff that we wanted to get. Here are the benefits, boosting your brand. And these are all things that are pretty much universal for any event you do. How it helps their marketing, engaging with the community, and building their brand. The different tiers. So one of the things I did for this one that's different than I usually do for my sponsor decks is I made, because I already kind of knew some of the businesses that I was going to be reaching out to. So they were either going to be like Black owned businesses or they were going to be, because it's a nerdcore show. So it's like anime, gaming, and that thing. So I made one version where I use rappers. So I use like Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Lupe Fiasco, and Outkast, and then this one is all anime characters, right? So I tried to make sure that each tier, there's 4 different tiers, each tier as you go up, it has something a little bit extra that utilizes what I have, which is social media followers. So it's like your business is gonna be on all of my social media platforms for X amount of times. I'll make a commercial. You can come to the event, blah blah blah. And then here are some partners. Now, you see, I have Magic Book of Fire and Wiki Listens. So here is something that you should do. If you got homies that have businesses, use their businesses. Okay. It just makes it look better. And a partner isn't necessarily somebody that's giving you money. I'm actually in an affiliate program with Magic Book of Fire. So I'm going to be able to use that to also potentially make me some money because I can put like my QR code in there to get people to download it, and then I'll get some money on the back end. So see who you know.
Let me talk about it from Magic Book of Fire's point of view. If you don't know what she's talking about, it's an app that I made that helps people like write really fast. And so, but one thing that we're doing is we have an affiliate program, and she's in the affiliate program, so she gives away free credits to people so they can try it. So she gives them free credits, and then they get to come on the website, and then if they spend anything, then she makes money. So like this is actually a way that you can, because affiliate programs exist all over the place. Like you can get people, you can make money if you've got a reach or something of a reach. You can make money through affiliate programs through companies that fit your brand. Like now, you could do that right now.
Correct. There's also a website because this is how I got the Dipsy program as well as through an affiliate program through impact.com. I think it's impact.com, but look up Impact. They work with different companies. So I work with Dipsy right now, Guitar Center, who I'm also going to put on here, Best Buy, and Canva. So I can also kind of do something similar with them and list them as partners because I work with them through an affiliate program. And I put Dipsy on here because it's like a audio book, like a sexy audio book. They do like erotic audiobook. So same thing, it fits with my brand. It'll help me to get some money on the back end, and I don't have to even send them a sponsor deck because I already work with them through affiliation, and it just looks good to already be going into pitching to somebody with a couple sponsors already. So it lets them know like, okay, if other people like them, I might like them too. And I think that's the last page. Yeah, that's it. So I built my sponsor deck. I did it in like an hour or less. And it just looks professional. So then the next part is like finding the sponsors, right? Like finding people who would probably want to give me stuff. And when I say stuff is money. Stuff is also just like items. Stuff could be like clothes for me to wear at the event. Stuff could be like alcohol, free alcohol or free food, like just stuff. The more free stuff you can get, the better experience for you and your audience. So first what I did was I've done a couple of events. So I always reach out to old sponsors that I work with. I will hit up my friends to see if they know anybody that would potentially want to work with me. And I'll just Google stuff. So I'll hit up comic book stores in the area, like figure out what your brand is, and then hit up sponsors that work within there. Like I said, I hit up a lot of Black-owned businesses because my brand is Black Nerd. So I always want to make sure that I'm working like within the Black space. And I just like working with Black people. So hit them up, look up other local businesses. How do you find sponsors? Let me ask before I go to the next section. So like, how do you figure out what sponsors you want to hit up?
Well, one time when I did want to find sponsors, I did just have someone just reach out to. I had someone reach out to who was it? I had someone reach out to like companies that manage brands marketing budgets. So like there's companies that all they do is manage brands. So those companies, you can actually just reach directly out to them. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to be anybody. You just have to have something that is going to push out to the public in one way or another. There's actually a company that does it specifically with cannabis brands too. I forgot what the name of it is, but you definitely probably would check it out because I know that you like cannabis a lot.
I do. I'm gonna like cannabis right after we're done filming today, so I'm definitely gonna hit up some of them. But there's also like CBD companies too for those people that like aren't really in the weed. And what's the other one? Delta something. I know those Delta 8 Delta something companies. It's like CBD, but it's not. I still don't understand what it is. But a lot of them want to sponsor stuff because people don't know what it is, so they're still trying to get recognition. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find sponsors, but people think it's harder to reach out to them. What I always do is I look for, if it's like a bigger company, I'll reach out to their PR team. Like I always try to figure out like who is in charge of PR, and then I'll email them the deck, and I'll keep it very short. Like I keep the email very short, just like, hey, I'm this person, I'm doing this thing, I think this will fit with your brand. Here's my deck, and let me know. I would love to set up a meeting. And one thing I started doing, thanks to Victor, would be, I would send out these sponsor decks and I wouldn't necessarily get responded back to. So I started adding in, hey, if I don't hear back from you in a couple days, I'm going to follow back up. So that way, like, I'm setting the expectation, like I'm going to hit you back up, like we're not done here. And then I'll hit them back up in a couple days, and then I'll give them another week, and then I'll hit them up again. And then I'll hit them with the, hey, this is, I'll leave you alone after this. Just wanted to reach out one more time. I really feel like this would be a good opportunity. And usually between those two, I've gotten a response. Like I didn't realize how well that works. It really does work. And what did you say? I think it's true. You were like, what did you say? It was like, people don't want to miss out. There we go. Like they don't want to feel like they're missing out on stuff.
I don't think that's what I said. I think that it's just like, yeah, well, I think what I said was like, you don't know what people are doing. Every once in a while, haven't you been in a position where like there's something that you see that's not of high importance right now, but you're like interested in it and you just forget? And then if somebody reminded you, you'd be happy about it. Sometimes that's your email.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, thanks for that. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I had it happen before, and I think we talked about this before. Like when I was the first article that I got published in Salon was one of those where I was like, I'm just following up, blah 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 blah, and then because I didn't hear back from them, and then they wrote back and they're like, oh, I liked this article, I forgot to write you back, and they were like happy that I written them again.
I think a lot of what I've heard from people is like, I don't want to feel like I'm being annoying. And honestly, what I found out, part of business is kind of being annoying. Like you have to kind of be persistent. I mean, there's a line. You don't want to just continuously harass people, but following up once or twice and letting people know you're going to follow up isn't being annoying. People got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and I don't follow up with people past the point of like I usually it's like if it's like 3 emails or 4 if it's important.
Yeah. Facts. So what else? What are some one of the things on here is do's and don'ts of reaching out to sponsors. Do you have any don'ts?
I mean, just basically don't not do it, because that's what most people do. They don't do it.
Definitely do it. I've gotten a lot of, not even just money, but just like really cool stuff that's just been given to me, or like that I've been just able to give fans at shows, like giveaways, like switches and like super cool comic books and toys and just all of these things that just make your event better. And it makes people want to come to your events. Like people know this is the cool place to be, and people always want to be at the cool place. That's the part where you don't want to miss out. You want to make your event something to where people feel like if they don't go, that they're missing out.
Yes.
So very, very good. So yeah, definitely hit them up. Definitely make sure like your email is spelled properly, like run it through something so you're not like having a lot of misspelled words. Make sure to keep it short. That was something that I had to learn recently. Like, just like we're saying, people are doing a lot of stuff. They don't want to read a super long email. And a lot of times if people open an email and it's too long, they don't even read it. They don't read it. So just keep it a couple sentences. Let them know who you are. Let them know what you want. Give them the sponsor deck. Do you usually put it as an attachment, or do you send them a link?
The sponsor deck?
Uh-huh.
I put it as a link usually, because they can look at it on their phone easily. They don't have to download. But it depends. Some people I put it on the deck, and sometimes actually, I would say most people who are savvy, I send them just the link. But if I know that people could be screwing around because they're like, I don't know how to make a link work, then I'm like, I send both.
Send them both. Yeah, I think sending both is always good. How do you? Oh, one of the other questions is like figuring out your tiers and stuff like that. How do you figure out your tiers? Mine are kind of arbitrary. I just kind of do the budget, and I just kind of do them based off of like how many I think it would take for me to get what I need. Do you already have set tiers for everything you do, or how does yours work?
I've had tiers for things that I've done before. It depends. I don't have set tiers normally, and I think that I also think that tiers are arbitrary. So because really, if they're going to give you any amount of money, you'd probably say yes and take it. But
Correct.
then you just have to figure out like what you get for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's good though to have them, because I think one of the biggest things about sponsors is the easier that you make it for them to interact with you, the better. And so you don't just say, hey, will you sponsor me? And then not have a plan of how that works. Like have a plan about how it works so they don't have to ask that question.
Very true. I'm also an advocate for like going into the small business, like go in there a couple times. It's an anime bar that my friend is currently working on because she's in Houston, trying to get to sponsor. And she's been there a couple times. So now she's like met the manager. So she's built a somewhat of a relationship or rapport with them. So she's in negotiations now with potentially getting them to sponsor maybe an after party or something like that. So one of the ways just to find sponsors is to where do you go? Like, where do you eat at? Is there somebody that you already know there or not? Or just physically go into places and be like, hey, I was driving past this comic book store. I came in here, some really cool stuff in here. Would you guys potentially be interested in working with me on this project? And a lot of times, especially for small businesses, they're going to say yes. And they may not give you money, but they're going to give you stuff. I'm going to say 9 out of the 10 times I physically walked in somewhere and asked them to give me something, they pretty much give it to me. So I don't know if that's because I'm cute a little bit sometimes, but be cute. Let's add that in there.
You don't know? You don't know.
Cute a little bit sometimes. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I have no idea.
Be cute a little bit sometimes. Or if you're not cute, go in there with somebody cute. Like cute works. Go in there and be super nice and be like, oh my God, I love it here. And yeah, you can get a lot of free stuff. So
I have to live on my wits. Thank you.
You cute. You can go in somewhere and get some stuff and be cute.
It's usually because I'm funny though. I'm funny enough that people like to give me things.
Funny and cute are on the same tier, I feel like. And if you're funny and cute, like me, you're just a perfect person. So hit the street, go places, meet people, talk to them, network, follow back up, make sure to say thank you. Oh yeah, make sure to invite the people to the event. People like that. And they may want to give you more money next time. Go to different franchises. I forgot to add that in there. Like Chick-fil-A, if I know they be going through stuff, but a lot of these businesses are franchised and you can reach them on a easy level, like they be in there. So that's pretty much all I got for this. You got anything or questions or something you should add?
No, I just wanted everybody to know that you can check us out at the Arts Academy at Alt Arts Academy on all social media and artsacademypodcast.com. We believe in you, and we want you to succeed. Good luck. It's hard out there for a pimp, as you know.
But you got it, and you'll get the money for the rent some kind of way. Bye. We love you. Be cute. Yeah.
Right on.
You can find us at artsacademypodcast.com.